Okay, so there's the bolt, well, effectively bolt in place, and now with those bolted together, I try to move that sideways, and you didn't ever see it, but you can see there used to be on here, if you remember, quite a bit of slop on that pin from that 1/4 mil, and now there is not. So that is about, it used to move about maybe a centimetre, and that's loose enough on that. So that I call a win. So now I just have, there's a spring goes from this point here, back. So it's currently hooking onto a piece of wire here, which I may actually look at again. And so what I've done, the spring was previously just hooking into this loop, but that loop there. But if you do that, it interferes with that switch, which I'm about to replace as well actually. But that switch, so this is the switch that hasn't been closing off. Yeah! So there's the switch. It's actually had its day. That switch, where am I? There it is. That switch has had its day. It's not coming back. So that's going to be getting stuck. So that's, as you put the brakes on, it pushes. As you put the brakes on, that is going to pull away, and that's supposed to follow it. So that's going to be a problem. But I've already bought another switch for that. Okay, so that is not spring returning, as you can see. That's supposed to come out as this pedal goes back. This moves back that way. This moves back that way. Yeah, this bit moves back that way, and that switch is supposed to come out, which is turning it off. So, that will be the last job for today, is changing that switch. So I've threaded here. I'm going to get a bolt, and I'll come out that way, maybe out to about here. Put a hole in the thread so it'll come out to about here, and then I can hook that spring onto this part here, and it'll come down next to, but not interfere with that switch. So the spring will come down away from that. So the first thing to do is to get that spring in place. So I'll put that threaded rod on there and put a hole in it for the spring, and then when I've got that, I'll take this bolt here out, take this switch out, and replace it with the new one. Alright, so we have the spring now attached to this bit of threaded rod. I did kind of bash my thumb twice, got that from it. That groove, I drilled a hole, and then it broke through. I didn't notice, and I whacked my hand on this corner here twice. My thumb just caught it right there, and I got it exactly the same place both times. So I was repeating. I've shortened up this bit of wire at the moment. If we can get the light on, I shortened that wire up a little bit to get a little bit more pull on it. And now, when I reef on the brake, it's pretty repeatable. And that's coming pretty well, if I can get my phone where you can see, and it's coming pretty well all the way back. And as I showed before, there's very little side play. So that's now, could maybe get a little bit more pull on it, but that's got a reasonable amount of pull on the spring. I can shorten that up even further if I want. And give it a bit more, but it's now, in fact I might do that, but it's now, I'm reasonably happy with that as a solution for the spring. And it's pretty reliable. So there's that bolt in there. I think that bush has made a 1/4 millimetre on that is a big difference. Still got a little bit of play in it, but it has to work. And I had to get it over the end of that pin. I couldn't get it. I had to get it over the end of that pin. So it had to be as big as it is. Couldn't make it any smaller. So what I'm doing now is I've taken the switch off from there, and it was really at the end of its life. So now I have this, which I bought this morning, and it's a nice new, with plenty of spring in it, reliable switch, and it has a really easily adjustable position because of that threaded neck, which the other one didn't have. So and now also I can adjust the position of the switch just by rotating on this hole here. I can adjust it. Where is it? There it is. I can adjust it like that by rotating it on there. So I'll screw that in place, and then I will have a look at where it needs to be. And then this has got a spade connector. I could get a proper connector, which I might do, but for the moment I've got spades that will go into there, and I will just re-crimp these. I'll trim that up a bit, maybe cut that off a little, and get that tidy, and crimp those spades on, and then I can put it in and see if it all works and adjust it. Alright, so it's a bit hard. Oh, maybe I can switch the camera around. Okay, so I now have that switch. This is still not absolutely reliable, so there's the difference. There's the on and there's off. I might pull on this switch spring further, but right, that shows the immediate thing that needs doing is this is a live wire, and it needs to be crimped into position. So I'll cut that horrible stuff off, get a new bit, and a spade, Okay. Put that in. Oh, jeez. Just keep doing it, don't I? Okay. Wire in. There it is. And crimp. Okay. And that can go on either of those, it doesn't matter because it's just an on-off switch. So there's power to that now. Now I'll give this one the same treatment. Okay, a bit of fresh wire. And get that in the crimp. Ready to go. Bring my arm over the top because it's a little awkward. Okay. Okay. Get that wire in there. Can't see. There it is. And crimp. I bought a good crimp tool and I have not regretted it at all. So I think I need a bit more. Okay, let's see how it feels like this. Maybe, I don't think that'll make it all the way. No. But I will get this a lot closer. Put a lot more push on that spring. It ought to be able to handle it. And I can tidy this all up later, I think. And maybe look at another spring. Okay. Alright, I think that the might have to crimp that in place somehow. But the brake lights ought to be working now. So let's see. Looking back, we have lights. And when I take my foot off the brake, even, well, my hand off the brake, even slowly, it's turning off. So, and that brake pedal feels so much more stable. Hold on. So here's the pedal. Here's the pedal. It doesn't move sideways, but going backwards again. There are the brake lights. And every time that's off, I'm barely pushing it. But every time I take it away, the lights are turning off. So after all of that, there's the car back there. Can't really see it. But I now have a brake pedal that doesn't wobble, and I have a brake light that comes on when it should and goes out when it shouldn't. Well, goes out when it should as well. So that will do for me today. I will pack up the mess and have a clean up and maybe put the video together and put it on YouTube. Okay, bye.